And it's time for Ruined Car Revival episode. Oh, that was good. That was. We didn't even script that. He just had it on point. Guys, what's going on? You guys know what this series is. This is Ruined Car Revival episode 2. This is going to be the mapped out episode. We're going to be going through everything that is wrong with this car. And there's a lot, so this is going to be kind of lengthy, of a bunch of camera shots and things that need to be fixed and things that we are going to change up. I have Thumper here with me. We're also going to be tearing out the radio. Hopefully I don't snap or break any wires, which I'm probably going to do, but I have an electronic here. But first things first, that fake thing is going. So first thing is that stupid radio. You guys have, you just love it. Okay, great. We're gonna go around and actually pop the other side, and we're gonna pop the hood up. And what I'm gonna do right now is we're gonna open everything up. I wanna open everything up, and when everything is opened, I'm gonna go through each part of the car with what is wrong and what we're going to be fixing. I'll go over things that we're gonna be changing as well, but primarily right now we're focusing on trying to fix stuff because there's a lot wrong. If you want to support this series, this is a Patreon supported series. The money I'm getting from Patreon is being used to be put into this car to make this car souped up better and an all around awesome car. So if you guys want to do that, it's patreon.com/UMER6. I'll put the link in the top pinned comment. If you are part of one of those people support, we call it the pit crew. You will actually be able to possibly get this. I'm going to be giving this to someone of the pit crew. Someone of the pit crew, I'm going to sell this to for $10 when the series is over. So potentially you could get a car that has like $10,000+ worth of mods in it, including engine work, for $10. Really appreciate you guys supporting. It means a lot. Last episode I told you guys I think the battery's dead. However, I left it on a trickle charger overnight for a couple nights, and I think maybe the battery's good. It just needs to be recharged. So I'm actually going to take this voltmeter here, and I'm still learning about car things, so I don't even know which one it goes on, but I'm pretty sure it's one of these. That's showing 12.4, but I think it's on the wrong setting, so I need to move it down 1. I think I have to go down to the 20, and that should show me 4 decimal places, I think. Let's see. There we go. 12.43, and I'm pretty sure a battery has to hold about 12 volts or around this amount. I tested this about 4 days ago, and it still had the same amount of volts. So the good news here is I believe we don't need to buy a battery. Now maybe you guys can tell me otherwise, but I'm pretty sure that means we don't need to buy a battery. That is something we don't have to do, which is good. So that's definitely a plus because batteries are expensive as hell. I'm gonna start up front. As far as up front, guys, you can see the dirtiness. You can see everything is coated in that amount of dust. Everything, like literally every component in here. Obviously the oil is probably nasty. That's gonna be replaced eventually. Everything else in here, we're looking into possibly swapping this or just supercharging the V6. That is what I would like to do eventually. Obviously that costs a lot of money. We'd have to get the Patreon support for that, but that's what I want to do eventually. As far as anything else, I believe, is this the intake? There's an intake in it. Air filter, yeah, that stuff. Something else we will change out is like, cold air intake. Just a bunch of little minor things in here that don't cost too much in the first place. Thumper's leaning against this, and I was avidly waiting for like this bar to be rusty in the inside and just give out and go down. Really the front, the headlights, the headlights are in good condition, so are their blinkers down here. I mean, the grill, everything is in good condition up here. However, I do want to get halos put in here and possibly black these out because they look ugly as hell. Unless, actually, just kidding, those are the blinkers. Maybe possibly just smoke them a little bit, and like I said, get halos in these. Really would clean it up. To the side of the car, everything is okay other than just being extremely dirty. The paint is not too bad. Like I said, everything is pretty good except for being dirty. These louvers, this one's actually good, but the other one I will show you guys is cracked. As far as the exterior of the car, I am looking to possibly wrapping the car. That's what we're gonna do if we get the Patreon support for it. I'd like to wrap it in something really cool. The thing is up top here, the roof is in decent condition, just very dirty. I've showed you guys this before, but the tent has to be fixed. The tent is something major that will have to be fixed, and that will be fixed later in the series. Probably out of everything in the car, this is the most interesting spot. The taillights are fine. This one's okay. However, there is a crack in this one. You can see there's a hole in here, like if they tried to let water out at some point. So these both are gonna be replaced with probably smoked ones, not like blacked out, but just a little better looking ones. Now trying to explain that. So if you have a Mustang, you're probably looking at this at this point like, what in the hell happened? Here's our theory. Tell us our theory.
Okay.
Please. Thumper's gonna tell us the theory that we've come up with and why this looks like this.
One point, sometime in the past, somebody tried breaking into this trunk.
Now, why do you come upon that conclusion? What is this we have here?
This is the lock tumbler area.
So guys, that used to be where a key went in. Does that look like a key goes in that anymore?
No.
No. And then that is the latch that used to hold the trunk down, which is clearly snapped and broken. So they replaced the latch up here. However, we are missing the entire assembly that goes here. There's supposed to be an entire assembly that holds a light, holds all of this, and we actually, yeah, a sensor. This goes to a sensor up there, and we figured that out. Thumper found the piece that we needed for that, and DRZ's got a guy that we're actually gonna be able to get this piece from. This is not too expensive. This will be something we'll do soon. But if you guys are curious of what it looks like, I'll throw it up on the screen of what the trunk is supposed to look like and why it's in such bad shape. Moving on inside of here, there is a bunch of random stuff like just candy and just junk. This mat is all pulled up. It is nasty underneath. Also, they had some type of sub in here at some point, and these wires were actually kept live. Oh God, just like I said, jeez, I'm gonna kill myself. Oh God, this is bad. Bad content! This is why I don't mess with cars, okay? I stick to bikes, it's much easier. Shut up over there, stop laughing! Anyways, where were we? There's this little, what is this, Thumper? This is a, something that went to an amp at some point, so that's why there's those wires back there that are kept live, and they've been just sitting. No one even taped them up or anything. They've been sitting back there. The left side, I told you guys this louver is completely cracked. This thing has to come off. I mean, it's cracked and all effed up in here. It's all broken. Everything's pretty good on this side, but obviously you're probably noticing something right now. The mirror is gone. I have the mirror, but it is broken off of its, off of where it sits. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna get 2 new mirrors, and Thumper's, I think, pulling it out right now, but there's the mirror. You see on that mirror over there, you can see how faded it is, just from sun over the years. So what I'm gonna do is get 2 new ones that are not faded, and they'll look good, and because I don't wanna get one that's not faded and one that is. Before we get the inside, I forgot to mention the tires and the rims. Those are absolutely getting replaced, and actually, I can show you guys the, there goes the CD again. You can clearly see the rotors and brake pad thingy, they need replaced. They're extremely rusty. You can see it. It's really bad. Those will be replaced during the series as well. Obviously the tires as well, and definitely getting a different rim, if not powder coating this one to make it look a lot better, because his rims aren't, or wheels, excuse me. Now, the moment we all been waiting for. Okay, so inside there, guys, there was flood damage. The flood damage did hit the floor, so the entire floors are being peeled out on the next episode. Everything in here is pretty damn dirty. It's very dirty. This, I mean, you can see like there's crap all on this. The radio is one thing. There's a couple buttons down here. I don't know what this button does up here. If any Mustang people want to tell me, go ahead and open that door. Mustang people want to tell me what this does. I can't figure it out. So I don't know if it's working or not. Everything else seems to be functional. The shifter is good and working as well as it needs to. It is a manual, but this radio is another freaking story. I'm not 100% sure how this stuff comes out, so before we go and look it up, I'm gonna do some preliminary things that I'm pretty sure how it comes off. Does this not twist off? Oh, okay, well, that just happened, okay. Someone forgot their you know, medicine. Yeah, just good. Okay, so that popped out. This looks like a really bad day for someone. Looks like they forgot their medicine here, huh? And I guess this just pops out. You think it just pops up? Just comes up, I guess. Is there any screws in here? Oh, screws. Sorry. All right, so now this should be where all the marijuana is, where the previous owners have hid it, I'm sure. And that just comes out like that. And now we're gonna have Thumper here go ahead and fix this. All right, so center console is out like so. Hey, pennies! Yay, Patreon! Even the thingy. What? Leave a fork. You can clearly see how dirty this is. Very just effing nasty. So the cool thing about taking that out is you can see this is where the rug ends, and we needed that out anyway. So that's gonna be out for a while we replace stuff and clean this thing. It is gonna be very heavy clean with bleach. But now we'll pull these guys out, which will just sit over here, like so. All right, so folks, this is one of the reasons we have Thumper around, because he works on cars and things, and used to work. What did you used to do, Thumper?
I used to build police cars.
There you go. And so he knows like all the like thingies that we need, and like he already knew what socket size this was and everything. So I'm assuming once we take out, I think this is 3 bolts on each side. We're gonna just put these down in the seat right here with all the other ones. And after we take these out, this should release the radio, or at least the outer of it, the outer shelving, and then we can access the radio. All right, now that we have that off, we have the bolts off. This should just remove the outer like casing shell thing like that. I think we got actually
Plugs.
Yeah, how are we supposed to get those? I'm not sure exactly how we're supposed to do this, but here, I'll hold this. Let's see. There is some plugs back here, guys, behind, obviously, that control, like your AC settings and everything else. And Thumper is doing that. And then after this shell comes off, we'll have full access to the actual radio. I got some plugs up here I can actually undo already too. After an extensive amount of time, we finally got this stupid plug undone. It's like a rotating piece of garbage plug. It is a Ford, so I don't know why I expect anything else. But now we're going to take out this radio very gently and be very careful of it when we take it out. I'm gonna let the radio specialist take this on from here, because I don't know what the hell is happening back there, but there's a lot of wires that I know absolutely nothing about. But Thumper is a radio person. He installs them, or he used to for a job. So this is kind of his little work field here. As you can see, he knows exactly what he's doing. The CD is stuck in it at some point. The CD changer is messed up. It's also got a gnarly crack right there. So usually what we do with parts like this is I bet the CD's fixed. This thing's actually a lot heavier than you think. It's got a lot of weight to it. So if you guys see, the radio on a 2009 Mustang is a double DIN, meaning that it's not just like a little radio like that. It uses 2 different parts. So what we're gonna be able to do is get a radio that is like a screen. It's gonna have backup camera abilities and possibly GPS, depending on how the Patreon is going. But I wanna get a screen in there for sure that we will at least have backup camera. Have a USB port on here, have an AUX, everything. Clearly there was an AUX somewhere in the car, but we'll get it rewired to the actual unit. And if you didn't already see, that's what it looks like inside. These are the parts, and that's how it's going to be until next week, because that is when we're going to be pulling the rug out, which is going to be a lot more work. I do apologize that I look like crap. I just got back from hockey, but for now, guys, this is kind of the car. Obviously, this needs to be removed. I actually think it's a, I don't even know what, look at that, guys. Look at that. Is that completely screwed up there? Check it out. I'm trying to get it to focus, but I think that bolt is completely rounded. That looks like a rounded bolt. So that is going to bring on issues. If you guys want to know what that is the live wire that's sitting in the back of the trunk. That is the thing that I sparked earlier. This guy right here. That guy. That is what that is. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like that screw is going to come off the battery. So what we'll have to do is maybe cut it and then cut that piece of metal off and then be able to pull it off. But for the most part, guys, that's the car. I'll bring you guys inside one more time. As far as the speaker system goes and everything, I do not know because we haven't had a successful radio in here. But you can see kind of how the carpet, you see the carpet kind of comes up right there. This carpet will be replaced next episode. So guys, look forward to that. The color has already been chosen via the Patreon. Patreon guys, you guys chose it. The big things about Patreon is the Patreon supporters, you guys are actually the ones that choose what we do. So they have chosen to do a certain color that you guys will see next week, and that's what they wanted. So that's what color we're going to be doing. And you guys will find that out next week if you're not on the Patreon.
Look at all the wires in there, dude. Holy moly. There's so much going on in there. That is insane.
The car gonna be cleaned out. Next episode will be very interesting. We're gonna have to pull all of the seats out, including the back, at least the cushion parts off. And is that some orange juice? Oh my God, girl, oh my God. Yo, look at this. Someone go look at it. We got some orange juice. There's just all kinds of interesting things going on. Oh, we need a rear view mirror too. That's gone. Do those work? Okay, well, maybe they only work if the keys are in. But the battery should be good. I tested the battery. Maybe like could the battery be good and like the what you call it to it are bad? Because I know the battery's good. You guys seen the reading of it, but I feel like it's not connected somehow. Maybe it is. Maybe those lights just are out. Who the hell knows? Thank you so much for supporting this series so far. This has been a bit of fun. The real stuff happens next week. That's the real stuff. The carpet is getting put in, and then we start moving on to electronics. And like I said, cleaning up the inside even more because it does need a lot of TLC. You guys will see that Discord or in the Discord and the Patreon. You guys will be deciding what we do. This is obviously something we're going to be doing soon as well. Very cheap to do, which is good. And then the louvers, we're not focusing on the outside right now. Based on the comments down, what do you guys want what else do you want to see in the inside here? There's still a lot we can do, but what are you guys looking to see in the inside? Right now, we're not going to work on the exterior, so like I said, nothing exterior right now. We're gonna be moving that way, but I want the inside to be flawless, customized, and look just really good. And when we get to that level, we'll get to the exterior, we'll replace, we'll put some aero bits. That's the next goal on Patreon, is I wanna get some aero bits on this car. Get the aero things off, nothing ricey, but aero. And then after that, the next thing is doing some engine mods, which are gonna be freaking awesome. Thank you all my Patreon supporters, you guys are amazing. Thank you guys for supporting the series on YouTube. If you're watching this video, you count as a supporter, and I do appreciate that. The pit crew, I love you guys. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Yes, take it easy, and goodbye.